All right, so now I'm going to talk about my favorite non-character meal at Disney. And it's funny that I chose it as my non-character meal because we've only actually eaten here one time out of the many times.
But it was a good time.
Yes. So, for dinner at Ohana, and I say dinner because breakfast has characters at Ohana, but dinner at Ohana does not. And we have eaten there, like I said, one time, and it was really good. We ate there, it was kind of later in the evening, and so we were able to see at the end, kind of when we were eating dessert, Happily Ever After from across Seven Seas Lagoon. And it was really neat because the restaurant, they dimmed their lights and they piped the music in. It's in the Polynesian Resort. Yes, I forgot to mention that. So it was really a neat experience to be able to watch that through the windows and have that music playing. But so for the food, you start, they greet you, they say, welcome Ohana, Ohana means family, and they greet you with their pineapple coconut bread and salad, and they seat you with that, and it is, even people who don't like those coconut and pineapple, either separate or together, it's a really good bread, and that butter has a different something in it too. It's really yummy.
Probably has some coconut in it too, but it's really a good bread.
Yeah. And then after that, and this is also all you care to enjoy restaurant, not a buffet, but all you care to enjoy. So it's brought to your table. Again, I think that's kind of what I like. So after a few minutes, they bring a skillet or just a big bowl of, you have pork dumplings, honey coriander chicken wings, teriyaki noodles, and stir-fried vegetables. And the time we ate here, I mean, it was just delicious. Those appetizers, I mean, you could go there and not eat anything else, really.
Best thing on there, a lot of people rave about the noodles.
They're good.
They're really good. They're kind of like the like a lo mein type noodle, but the pot stickers, they
really
were
good.
And the chicken wings were huge.
Yeah, it was really good. Like you said, like I said, you could probably just eat off that.
It could be a meal.
After that, you have cast members who come around with skewers of beef, chicken, and shrimp. And Ohana has a huge grill, open fire, but you can see where they're cooking the beef, chicken, and shrimp. And so they just come around and they ask you, they're cutting little pieces and they say, how many do you want? Again, this is all you care to enjoy. They keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and it's a carnivore's heaven.
Yeah, you get the meat sweats.
Yeah, it is delicious. And like I said, we've only eaten there one time. We need to definitely go back. And then I'm always about the dessert. To end, after that amazing meal, you have the Ohana bread pudding a la mode, topped with caramel sauce and bananas. And it is excellent.
It's good.
A huge portion. Of course, the three of us shared it, and there's probably still some left.
And the thing about this, you get the big bowl of all the stuff Amanda described, the skillet. That's kind of your sides,
right?
And then so you have you can get as much as you want. You can ask for more. You can ask for a specific one thing, and they'll bring you that. And then also you've got the meat that keeps coming around over and over and over: steak and chicken and shrimp.
I mean, I think Ohana was a great atmosphere. Mainly, I mean, like I said, we were there at a really, really neat time. We got to see Happily Ever After through the windows.
It's one of the more expensive meals, and it is in the $55 to $60 range per person for adults, and then the kids will probably be in the $40 range, $40 to $42. But again, it's all you care to enjoy. There's a lot of food to be had, and the experience is really neat as well too.
Yeah, you don't leave there hungry for sure.
It was a good meal. Ohana is definitely, I think, a must-do.
Yes.
If you're going to go to Disney, especially if you're going to go more than once. But it could even be a must-do on your first trip. Yeah. Hard reservation to get because you have the breakfast, and then they don't do anything for lunch.
Right.
And then you have that time for dinner as well too. So it's definitely one of those reservations you want to try to start making in 180 days.
Yeah.
So I think. All right, that does Ohana.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to my favorite non-character meal at Walt Disney World. And this is a meal that only Amanda and I have taken in together. And I'll tell you a little bit about it here in a minute, and you'll kind of understand why. It's a special place. This restaurant is called Le Cellier, and it is in the Canada Pavilion over in Epcot. It's a signature dining restaurant, which means if you're going to go there and you're on the dining plan, it's going to take 2 credits, which means that it's a more expensive type place to eat. It's a steakhouse. That's kind of what they're known for. It's in a really small restaurant, and it's in kind of underneath the Canada Pavilion, the rocks and all the things up there.
I think it's made to look like a wine cellar.
It is, right? Yeah. It's supposed to be kind of a wine cellar type thing. It is. It's also hard to get reservations for because it's such a small environment. But they do also do breakfast. Excuse me, not breakfast, but lunch and dinner. And I think the day that Amanda and we ate there, it was actually kind of a lupper, we like to call it, like a 2 or 3 o'clock time that we ate there. But it has, I'll just kind of go through some of the things, and you'll see some pictures here, but some of the things that we had. They start you off with a bread and a bread service there, and they're known for like a pretzel bread. And it's a really good kind of pretzel loaf, and also they had some different other breads as well. I like butter on anything, and the butter is sprinkled with like a little, I think it's almost like a little maple salt on top of it.
Yeah.
That was really, really good. I wrote down good butter when I was thinking about it. They also have one of the things, we didn't try it that day, but I've tried it in the past at the Food and Wine Festival, because they have a booth in Canada. They had this cheddar cheese soup that is kind of their signature appetizer.
Yeah.
And that's what they're known for. It's $12, so it's on the expensive side, but it's something that they're known for, and you can get it during Food and Wine at a cheaper rate, also with a piece of that pretzel bread as well too. They also are really widely known for their poutine offerings. They even have an annual pass holder poutine that is kind of not on the menu, but you can ask about. And if you're not familiar with poutine, it's basically fries, French fries, and these are really good hand-cut specialty fries. They're not like McDonald's fries, but then it's covered with some kind of gravy and some kind of cheese. And we didn't try the poutine because we know it would fill us up too much.
Yeah.
But I've seen it and it looks amazing. You can also get those at Refreshment Port, which is right before the Canada Pavilion at Epcot. Let's see. And those two, the poutines that are on the menu are split up about $15 and $13 a piece. So that's probably a pretty good deal because they're it's a big portion. Big portion. Well, Amanda and I, for that day, we got the porterhouse for 2. I looked on the menu. They no longer have the porterhouse for 2, but they have the Chateaubriand for 2. I pulled out my French there.
Yeah.
The Chateaubriand there, and it's still a steak for 2 that comes with different sides. And if I'm not mistaken, that day we had Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
That had like bacon with them.
They were amazing. Yes.
We also had some kind of potato.
Yes.
I think like a mashed potato.
Yes.
Type
I want to
thing.
say they were sweet potato. It was a sweet potato, I think.
Well, I'm not sure. It was in a little cauldron. I remember that.
Yeah.
But you're not there for the sides.
No.
You're there for the steak. And the steak was really good.
Yes.
You can see where I gnawed on the bone. But it was really good, and it was a 4-2, so it's a little expensive, but it's $129 for that meal for 2. It comes with sides.
Right.
Now, if you know anything about steakhouses, which Amanda and I like to go to steakhouses, most of these big prime steakhouses, you have to order everything a la carte. So you get your steak and then you order sides. Now, sides are usually huge.
Right, shareable.
Yeah, they're shareable, but here at Le Cellier, you get all in one. You get your sides included, so that's pretty cool. But what Le Cellier is really known for is, I said their cheddar cheese soup, but another thing that they're known for is the filet. We didn't get the filet per se. We had it on our porterhouse, but the filet, just for instance, runs $59, and it also comes with sides as well. If you like steak, this is a definite place to go. It's not one that I think we would, and Lily loves steak, but it's not one that I think we would take Lily to automatically. It's more of a good date night or a good, kind of just a husband-wife or boyfriend-girlfriend type thing. And it's a good place to eat. The ambiance there, I don't really rate places on ambiance, but it's nice. Everybody's in there kind of sweating with their backpack and and all that kind of stuff. but it's a good place to eat. So Le Cellier definitely is one that I'm glad we've tried, and we'll try again at some point, because number one, we really love steak. We enjoyed it, yeah, we really love steak. So Le Cellier in the Canada Pavilion in Epcot wins my favorite restaurant sit-down non-character meal. We hope in some way this helped you. If not, it maybe made you hungry, and it's time to go get something to eat. But anyway, we want to encourage you to continue to follow along as we live our
Life Between the Magic.